So what are we going to get into today? Well, today we're going to do another question and answer video. The last time I got a lot of great questions. I think people enjoyed it, and that just gets everything going, I guess. The questions I got are from viewers and other people, and it's just a lot of fun, you know what I'm saying? Okay, but first things first, welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy, and this is the channel. It's all about home distillation and brewing. Let me do a little homework, get it out of the way. Hey, if you haven't had a chance yet, please hit that subscribe button down there. Really appreciate it. Okay, and you might as well... What else? Okay. Yeah, please don't forget. All right. Well, I got the stills running today. I figured I got me some Seven Roots bourbon here. So I have a drink with you guys. One of my favorites. Anyway, we'll hear more about that. All right, on a personal note, coming in July, I am going to go down to Maga Valley, North Carolina, and I want to enjoy the Hillbilly Jam. So I thought it'd be a lot of fun. There's a lot of people, neat people down there. So if you happen to get it, if you're from that area or whatever, and you happen to be around, and you go to Hillbilly Jam, I'd be glad. Really neat to meet you. So I just thought it'd be a lot of fun. So if you're at Hillbilly Jam, please come up to me and say hi so we can chat a little bit, right? Okay. All right. Now I wrote these questions down so I wouldn't forget. First of all, they're not in any order. Not any order at all. So they're just kind of random questions all over the place. All right, the first question. What is my most favorite thing that I have made? Well, I think the best one I've ever made is right here. And I hate to say it, I got 2 bottles left, and I am being very stingy with it. It is Seven Roots bourbon. So if you watch that video and you decide to make it, I think you would be pleased with it. To me, it's just got a great earthy taste. I just really enjoy it. All right, but I'm trying to stay away from it, but I wanted to enjoy some today. All right, so that's in the spirits. Moonshine was my favorite moonshine. Well, that was a pretty tough. There's a lot of good ones, and they're all over the board. I hope you've been liking Moonshine Wednesdays and Wednesdays with Randy, whatever the case may be. But if I had to pick one, I think my favorite was the sweet tea moonshine. Number one, I love tea, and it was just fantastic. I think everybody would enjoy that. Okay, question number 2. The question, well, it's kind of a statement, and I get some people say, well, that ain't moonshine. Well, okay, I understand where you're coming from, but moonshine by definition, and I wrote this down, is an alcohol that no tax was paid on it. It got the original name from guys were out in the woods by the moonlight making alcohol because they didn't want the revenue to get them and stuff like that. So moonshine got the name stuck. Okay. All right. In today's world, in my opinion, moonshine is a corn-based alcohol, clear, unaged, okay, and you can enjoy it either clear or you can post flavor it, but it is a corn-based alcohol, and that is my opinion, and I like it between 80 and 100 proof, depending on what I want. Okay, I have made it a little stronger, and no less than 80 because depends what you're mixing. So it's all different. 100 works out great for post flavoring. okay? And you can post flavor with anything you want. You know, come around on Moonshine Wednesdays and you'll see. All right, so that is my answer to that. And you know what? Some people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. Everybody's right is their own opinion, right? Okay. Next question, number 3. What type of still do I use? Well, I use an 8-gallon, mile-high milk can still with a column. I do have an air still, and I do have a thumper jar still, but this is my main still that I use most of the time. I hate to say it's been flawless for me. It makes a very good product. I feel it's easy to use, and hey, my hat's off to Mile High. They make a good product. I'd like to talk to them one day. So that's what I use. All right. Okay. Next question. What yeast do I use and how much? Well, I'm a firm believer in Daddy's Distillers Active Dry Yeast. All right. To me, it's been flawless to me. I've never had an issue, and it's relatively cheap. I mean, I buy it by the pound. I don't remember what it is cost-wise, and but it works great for me. I've used it on everything. I've used it on whiskeys. I've used it on rums. I've used it on gins, making the neutral spirit. I've used it on brandies. I've used it all over and never had a problem, and it does really good for me. All right. So, how much you use? Well, I don't really measure it, but if I had to measure it, I'm using about 2 to 3 tablespoons for a 6-gallon mash. Right? Okay. All right. I need a sip. Wow, that's good. Okay. Question number 5. Do I use column packing in my column? Yes. I always use 2 rolls of copper in the bottom. And why? Well, I feel that it helps with if you want to puke, if the still wants to puke. So between that and the sight glass up here, I think it works out very, very well. And they say, now I don't know this, but they say that copper removes sulfites. I don't really know, but that's what is being said. So, hey, if it does, great. So, I forget what the term I'm looking for. All right, but that's what I do. And sometimes, depending on what I'm making, is I'll use those ceramic ration rings. So I'll put 2 rolls of copper in, and then I'll put so much in ration rings. I just think that in some cases, if I want a lot of interaction and a lot of natural reflux, I think the rationing will help in that natural reflux, and it will help to clean it up. And I did notice it will raise the proof up just a little bit. All right. Okay, we're rolling right along. All right, question number 6. In a mash or wash, can you use frozen fruits and berries? Why, yes. There is no issue with that at all. And actually, it's actually said that it's a little bit better if you do freeze them, because the freezing process will break the cell walls up in the berry or the fruit, and it will let some of that flavor out, and it works pretty good. All right. Okay, rolling. Number 7. Okay, I get this question a lot. When roasting my corn, if you look back, I made some smoky corn bourbon. Ooh. And I've made some, I call it bourbon 2.0, where I'm using roasted corn. And the question is, when roasting corn, use whole, but can I use it as the cracked? In my opinion, the answer to that is my opinion, I'm going to say whole. Because I'm afraid that, and I don't know why, but I'm just afraid if you have it cracked, the good starch, will it affect that? I just don't know. To me, what I'm after in that shell, it seems like when you roast that corn shell, that it gives off a buttery, popcorn-like taste, which is fantastic and makes a fantastic bourbon. All right, so my opinion is I'm gonna say no. So use whole corn when you want to roast it, and that works out real well. All right, question number 8. What other distilling channels do I follow? Well, I do follow a few. Hey, the granddaddy of all the distilling channels, I have to say, is George at Barley and Hops. I haven't seen anything for a while, so I hope he's okay. I think he hopefully just wanted to retire and kick his feet back and enjoy some of the stuff that he's made in the years. But he did help a lot of people out. So yeah, that's one. Hey, the big boy on the block, Still It. Jesse down there in New Zealand, he's fantastic. He does a lot of experimenting and a lot of great information. So yes, I like to watch Jesse. And one that I'm really like, and I do get to talk to him every once in a while, is Cyrus over at Still in the Clear. He gives out a lot of good information, and he's fun to talk to, and I really enjoy his videos. And the last one I'll say is I watch Phil Billy. Phil Billy he's a fun character. He has his own way of thinking things, and that's great. And but he does do a lot of good recipes and all that stuff. So that's the main ones I watch. All right. Ooh. I'll have to change me a jar here soon while I'm getting full. All right, next question I get a lot is, what temperature do I keep my fermentation room? I use an 8-bird temperature controller, which I'll be honest with you, it works flawlessly. I haven't had any problems with it at all. And it keeps that room between 76 and 78 degrees. And for me, I do a lot of ferments in there, and I store a lot of my products in there. And it works out great. So that's what I would say that answer is. 76 to 78. All right, question number 10. We're almost done. Question number 10. Do I like PID or SCR switch to control my still? Okay, well, there's a lot of people have different feelings. It's whatever you're comfortable with. I do have a PID, but in my opinion, which you know what they say about opinions, everybody has one, is I think the PID would be fantastic if you were running a big still, a big setup. It might be very beneficial, but with my 8-gallon, I just feel that by the time the PID gets hunting around and figuring everything out, that I'm done. And me, myself, I like the SCR switch, where it's kind of like your stovetop, where you can inch it up or inch it down, and I can run the still by feel and by the drip, and that's what I like. So I'm going to say the answer to that is I like the SCR switch. All right. Okay, question number 11. When are you going to make tequila? Well, that is about the only spirit I've never made yet. All right. But I understand that tequila, you need a good warm environment. So what I'm going to do is, my plans are is this summer when it gets warm. That's when I'm going to do my tequila. And I like to do, I love a good aged tequila myself. And that's But clear tequila is great for making cocktails and stuff with. But the name brands, they're just okay to me. But I have tried some tequilas from your small batch tequilas, in smaller, what am I going to think of? Smaller distilleries, craft distilleries, let's say. And aged tequila is fantastic. All right, so that's my plans. All right. Next question I have, and it was, I was making a type of bourbon, and the guy asked, can't you just boil all the grains? Will it hurt it? Well, you can, and a lot of people do, take the corn, boil the corn to get the starches released, okay? And that's great. But the problem with all the other grains is I want the enzymes that are in that malted barley to convert those starches over into sugars. And if I raise the temperature of that up to boiling, it will kill all the enzymes. Now, I guess you could use artificial enzymes, but I just don't. So I'm gonna say that's a no question to that question. All right. Okay. Next question. Do I have a recipe book? No. But you know, I've been thinking about a recipe book. I keep all my recipes in files. And would that be something people would be interested in? You know, I don't know how many moonshine recipes I got. I got a bunch. And I don't know. I've been thinking about it. Hey, would people be interested in a recipe book? You know, so that's what I'll say. Maybe. All right, my last question. Question number 14. What size mashes do I make and why? I like to do 6-gallon mashes. And the simple reason why is I got an 8-gallon still, and I can make a 6-gallon mash, and that's the perfect size to put into that still. And it works out great for me. Sometimes when you get something like when you make that, you say, damn, I wish I could make, 5 times that much. So that's the reason I make a 6-gallon mash, because it fits great. Hey, most of the time I'm a one-done person. I like to run still ones, nice and slow, and that works great for me. The other reason is too, in doing this channel, I make a lot of different things, and if I get too much one thing, I mean, you give away a lot and you consume a little bit. Anyway, it just gives me more room to do different things, and that is the main reason why I do 6-gallon mashes. And it seems to me it's a lot easier to work with, and that's just me. All right. Okay, so that's all the questions I got. I do have a couple comments. Number one, I think all the viewers that I got on my channel, they're all fantastic. You can't see it, but on my end, I can see my favorability rate on my channel, and it's like 99%. Hey, I think that's fantastic. That makes me feel good. It makes me feel like you're liking what I'm doing. And to be honest with you, I have a lot of fun with this. I mean, there's been times maybe when I thought, but no, I enjoy this. I enjoy bringing out content to you guys. You seem to enjoy it. And could I use more subscribers? Oh, of course I could. But hey, that ain't what it's all about. But I just enjoy it, and it's a lot of fun. So I got some good stuff coming out that I feel. I got plans, and I hope everybody likes what I come out with. What else? What else? What else? What am I making right now? Friend of mine, he made some beer that he just wasn't pleased with. And so I'm making a bad beer whiskey. I've done this before, and it's interesting. So we're gonna make a whiskey out of this, and if it's good, it's good. If it ain't, it ain't, right? All right. Next question. Is there stuff out there that you would like to see? That's why I want to do tequila, because I've had a lot of people ask me to do tequila. So that's one thing. But if there's anything else out there that you want to see a video on, hey, please let me know. Put it down in the comments, and I write them all down. And when I can get it done, I will get it done. So I guess that's it. I'm still working on the sour mash. I ain't quite sure what direction I'm headed, but I got it all distilled out, and I'll come up with a good, and I'll let you guys know. All right. So, I guess the last thing I got to say is, hey, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time here on Stillworks or Brewing. Cheers, everybody. Have a great day. Ooh.